I'm joined on the stage by Greg Myers, who's the CIO of Motorola Solutions. There's no hollering allowed in the group, otherwise you'll be escorted out. So Motorola Solutions is very focused on public safety, emergency, first responders. So obviously speed, agility is very important to you. How do these imperatives relate to the way Motorola Solutions runs the business?
Yeah, it's a great question. So first, a lot of people, when they hear Motorola, they think cell phones, and that's a business we were once in. That business was divested about 5 years ago. So today, our primary focus is in public safety. So we make basically devices for police, fire, EMS, first responders around the world. And a lot of our business is changing. I mean, sort of similar to what you've talked about. We sell them primarily to the public sector now. So our customers are shifting. They used to be every 10 years they'd buy a giant radio network from us.
Right.
You're a big city, you buy 1,000 devices. Now they're coming to us and saying, hey, we want to be able to buy as a service your products, right? So our managed service business is growing very well. The other thing that's changed is Motorola has almost 9 decades of being an expert in encrypted voice. And what's really now shifting is the shifting to data. So you think of Internet of Things, big data, wearable cameras that we sell. You think about all that intelligence. So we're shifting from a mission-critical communications company to a mission-critical intelligence company. And so that's had, I think, a lot of change for us in terms of how we think about our products. And then it's got huge implications for how we run our back office.
Right. Right. So tell us a little bit about what that means with respect to technology. And I know there's a project called Project Greenfield, and maybe you could share a bit of that with the audience.
Yeah, so first thing important to understand, in the 1990s, Motorola was a 150,000 person company. We're now 13,000 people. And for most of employees of our company, these businesses, whether it's cable set-top boxes or chips or cell phones, it's sort of all in the past for them. But if you're in IT, every day you're living with this technical debt. I mean, every day we see decisions that were made over the last several decades, and we're dealing with those consequences. So Project Greenfield's our attempt to essentially hit the reset button and sort of let go of our application landscape that's kind of a tapestry of the storied past of Motorola and really redesign it so that it's fit for purpose for this new business that's much more about services and software. So it's a clean install of 150 different modules of Oracle, all working together to help us give us one global instance, one data warehouse, underpinned by master data for suppliers, customers, and products.
And in the end, how important a role did innovation play in your decision to choose Oracle? Maybe you could tell us a little bit about why you chose us.
Yeah, sure. So, well, innovation is obviously important. Our customers expect that from us. After all, we invented the cell phone when Steve Jobs introduced the world to Macintosh, had the fastest consumer chip in the world, a Motorola chip. When Neil Armstrong spoke the words from the moon, it was on a Motorola transponder. So cool. We have a lot of history to keep up with. So for us, we'll take, for example, this shift to software and services. So in the ERP project that we've got going now, we're putting CPQ Cloud really at the center of the ERP kernel. That's something no other Oracle customer has done. So configure, price, quote, CPQ, not only as a sales quote configurator, which is what most other of your customers would use it for, but for us, it's primarily a product configurator. So if you think about that, simplify the back office, digitize the front office, because now you can just write APIs in, and if you've got a sales configurator that's also your product configurator, you're 2/3 of the, put a shopping cart on that, you got e-commerce, right? And we also have very important channel partners that can write APIs in. We could basically give them our product configurator, have them put it on their website. So for us, I think a lot of the products that Oracle's creating, especially the ones that are SaaS and PaaS enabled, are really critical to allow us to be more agile and responsive to the market.
Right. Right. Anything that I didn't ask you think would be, instructive to the audience?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I know one of the things that you've talked about before is dev and test, and that's something that for us is a no-brainer. Just a couple of examples around that. So we pay, basically 3 or 4 nines of availability on our dev and test environment. We do basically 2 releases a year historically, yet we're paying 24/7 for that environment. Sure. And whenever we do a release, it'll take 3 weeks to clone production, make it dev. If Oracle has this PaaS template now, I can probably in a day or 2 spin up a dev or test instance at a fraction of the cost of what I do today. And then also pretty recently, we had a testing environment that was really undersized. And our service provider that basically is the colo facility said, it'll take us a month to upgrade the hypervisor. And so you can see how this sort of shift for us around where Oracle's moving to the PaaS and in infrastructure is really critical to helping us be a lot more agile. We're going to be out there doing monthly, quarterly releases as a result of all this.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Just terrific. Please give a big hand. Thank you for doing this. Yeah, thank you.